Hi guys, so I'm going to show you how to make tights into hair bubbles. If you're using black tights, then it will end up looking a bit like this. But I tend to find skin tights have holes in more often. Make sure you do use tights that have holes in, because else it's just a bit of a waste. So first of all, you cut off the ends. Now, you might find they're quite stiff, but you can make a tiny hole there. I don't know if you can see that. And then it makes it much more easy to cut around. If you're really struggling to cut it, stretch out the material in between your two fingers. And then it should make it much more easy to cut. And you can almost jam it in between the scissors to make it easier to cut. Don't worry if it is really hard, because trust me, it is hard. Even on these tights, which are quite thin, it's surprising how tough they are. But I guess it just makes a good hair bubble. So with the end that we have here, it's pretty much useless. You can throw it in the bin, but I don't know if it would be helpful. You could use it as to put up in a bun. So you could get a hair bubble and put it over there. But I don't know if that works or not. I haven't tried it. I've also got another black one over the end there. But yeah, they're pretty useless. But now we've got a nice end here. So it's just a hole down there. Now, it depends how big you want your bubble to be, but generally tights are going to stretch quite far. So they're going to be quite a big stretchy bubble. So I'd recommend folding it over once you've made it. Like that. Oh, sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Before you put it in your hair. But once you've got that, then you just carry on cutting. However big you want the size to be, I'd recommend getting it quite thin, because don't worry, they're unlikely to snap if you make them thin, because tights aren't meant to snap on your legs. So yeah, it should be fine if it is thin. But once again, I normally suggest making a small hole, so stretching it out first. Now you can put half of your hand down there. Making a hole with the scissors. Now I've got a hole there. Sticking the scissors through that hole. And then cutting around. Now it may take a while, because it is quite tough material. Now you've got this, you've got a small hole, well, quite a large hole there. Now you can leave it like that and use it to put your foot through with an ankle hole, but it will still look messy, because you might have holes further up. So keep on ripping it. As I say, it does take a while, but you've just got to persevere, because it makes about 50 hair bubbles for me. But obviously, once again, it depends how big you make their hair bubbles. If you've got bigger hair, I recommend, thicker, then I recommend having longer bubbles. So, yeah. Okay, so I've almost done mine. It's a final snip here. There we go. So, I've made this one quite thick to show you how thick you can get it. But if you want it thinner and you've got it a bit too thick, there's no need to start again. All you have to do is roll it up, and it just makes a strong hair bubble. So stretch it a few times before you actually put it in your hair. I normally double it over, because you don't need it that big. But if you do have very thick hair, then obviously you should leave it like that. But yeah, that's your hair bubble done. And as I say, the black ones are the same, and it doesn't matter if you have patterns like checkers or lines across your tights, it will still have exactly the same effect. For this black one, I have actually got lines going through it, but it's fine because it still makes a good hair bubble, and there's no difference in the quality if you have different patterns on the tights. But if you do have gems across your tights or something, I would recommend, if they're in the cutting line, to take them off, because it will make it very awkward, and I think it's pretty impossible to cut through them. So you'll probably have to like go around them, or that still might look a bit weird because you just have like this one gem on a hair bubble. So yeah, but that's how to make hair bubbles out of tights.